The death of a child star, Gary Coleman, who as a boy provided so much amusement, so many laughs on the hit show Diff'rent Strokes, died today in a Utah hospital 2 days after suffering a brain hemorrhage. He was just 42 years old and he battled illness throughout his life. And while that storyline is too familiar, a famous kid struggling to find his way as an adult only to die young, each time it's just as tragic. Vicki Mabry has our report.
Gary Coleman's life had all the makings of a hit TV show: comedy, drama, tragedy. He was the child star of the sitcom Diff'rent Strokes. If you were watching TV in the 80s, you knew who Gary Coleman was. For 8 seasons, he was on top. 30 million people watched him week after week. And we all knew that phrase.
What you talking about, Willis?
Following his sitcom, though, life took a downturn. As he aged, the childlike innocence that had served him so well during his sitcom years didn't follow. The roles dried up, and through fraud and mismanagement, so did his money. With nothing to fall back on, he took whatever came his way. And the cameras, it seemed, were there, capturing some of the stranger moments.
You solemnly swear that the testimony...
In 1998, he was dragged into court for attacking a fan seeking an autograph.
So I thought, if I distract her with a blow, I can flee. So I hit her.
There was this strange moment when he worked as a security guard.
Man, what are you doing?
And when his marriage fell apart, he and his wife took their acrimony to divorce court. The televised one, of course.
I have very low self-esteem. I don't feel very successful in life.
11 years ago, Sylvia Chase of ABC News' 2020 caught up with Gary Coleman while he was working as a celebrity spokesman for a California restaurant.
I'm not ashamed of making an honest living. A dollar is a dollar, whether it's 1,000 of them or 100 of them. Whether it's, work as a security officer, which I have done and I am not ashamed of because it's a job. Hey, gentlemen, that's a good game. Keep playing it.
It was a far cry from the celebrity money he was making during his time on Diff'rent Strokes. First season was $1,500 per episode, then $20,000, then $40,000, until eventually...
And somewhere along the line, it became $70,000.
Per show?
Per show. Yeah, it just kept growing and growing and growing.
What you talking about?
He's a prodigy, really.
Conrad Bain played his adoptive father, Mr. Drummond.
He had comedy timing right from the first line of the first episode.
I've never seen a black goldfish before.
That's okay. He never saw a rich white man before either.
But Bain also saw the pain behind the scenes. Coleman was constantly ill, a kidney transplant at age 5, and by the time he was 15, he was on constant dialysis.
He had this huge plastic bag, it had to be that long, full of this dialysis solution. And he had to fill the cavity of his abdomen with that and then drain it out every 4 hours and refill it.
And he never complained.
Never once, never once.
His adoptive parents, Sue and W.G. Coleman, were criticized for letting him continue working through the pain.
He was sick. He has always been sick. He was born sick. He's always going to be sick. But he also was sick when he was not working. He decided that he wanted to do these movies.
When your child is sick on the set, throwing up, rejecting his kidney, on dialysis 4 times a day, that's the time for parents to step in and say, Gary, no movie of the week this summer. You should rest. Why didn't you do that?
But, Sylvia, you don't know whether we didn't do it or not because of someone else is telling you that we didn't do it.
Well, did you?
Yeah, we did that.
Maybe we did push too hard. It wasn't intentionally, and it was not dollar signs on our part that we were pushing for. It was what Gary liked, what he loved, what he was happy doing.
He made a lot of people a lot of money, grossing some $18 million during his years on Diff'rent Strokes, and his parents, as his personal managers, took the biggest cut, 20%. Between that and all the others taking their cuts, Gary Coleman was left with almost nothing.
Why did he end up with so little?
I don't know. I'm not a bookkeeper. I was not an accountant. I didn't handle any finances, everything. All we did was sign documents and gave our approval. but only if the court approved it.
Everybody wanted a piece of me. Everybody wanted a piece of the show. Everybody wanted to be a producer. Everybody wanted to be a consultant. Everybody wanted a piece.
Though California law stated that 25% of his income must be set aside for the future, even that mysteriously disappeared.
I kept getting told, don't spend so much. Don't spend so much. Don't spend so much. Why? I wasn't getting it. I just wasn't getting it until I finally just said, you know, enough of all of you people. I'm sick of all you people. I don't want to hear from any more of you people. I want an accounting. I want it now.
In the end, when he went to court to compel that accounting, he found that after everyone else was paid, there was almost nothing left for him.
You were fleeced.
Pretty much.
Who walked away with Gary Coleman's millions?
You know, even after the lawsuit was concluded, I still don't know. I don't know where $18 million went.
But in the end, this is how we'll remember him.
What you talking about, Willis?
He says he wouldn't have changed a thing.
How do you escape being bitter?
I don't. I chose to be in this business, ill-informed as I was. I chose to be in this business, and I will forever honor that choice.